Good evening. If anyone in the audience requires a headset for Spanish translation, please raise your hand and a device will be provided for you.
Buenas tardes a todos. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros esta noche. Si alguien en la audiencia requiere algunos audífonos para traducción al español, por favor levante su mano y se les va a proveer un dispositivo para traducción al español. Gracias.
Thank you. Welcome to the Palm Springs Unified School District's regular meeting of the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. We're so glad you're here with us, whether you're joining us in person or watching along on YouTube. Thank you for being a part of tonight's meeting. I will now call the meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Jarrell?
Here.
Member Espericueta?
Here.
Member Girardi?
Present.
Vice President Irvin?
Here.
President Cornett?
Here.
And we have Student Board Member Singh
Here.
and Student Board Member Aguilar Hernandez.
Here.
6B, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Student Board Member Sarah Singh.
The flag of the United States.
Our land acknowledgement will be read by Vice President Clerk Charlie Irvin.
Palm Springs Unified School District acknowledged the Cahuilla as the original stewards of the land on which Palm Springs Unified School District facilities now sit. We are grateful to have the opportunity to work with the indigenous people in this place. We pay our respects to the emerging who have been here since the time of immemorial.
Thank you. Our mission statement will be read by Dr. Simone Kovacs in English and Student Board Member Leslie Aguilar Hernandez in Spanish.
All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world.
Thank you.
Todos los miembros del Distrito Escolar Unificado de Palm Springs están unidos en nuestro compromiso con la equidad. Creamos oportunidades de aprendizaje profundas y significativas. Creamos profesionalismo y involucramos a los padres y a la comunidad para garantizar el éxito de todos los estudiantes. Todos los estudiantes se gradúan con las habilidades, capacidades y confianzas necesarias para tener éxito en un mundo de cambio rápido.
Thank you. Item 7, report of closed session actions. Clerk Irvin, are there any closed session actions to report?
No, President Clerk. There is no closed session items to report.
Thank you. Item 8, approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Can I get a second? Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. Item 9, approval of the meeting minutes for March 24th, 2026. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Move for approval.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All those in favor? Aye.
I abstain.
Motion passed. Special recognition. The governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following employees of the month for April 2026. We have a few short videos produced by our digital media interns.
We decided to recognize Rita Molina as our Employee of the Month. Rita is our IEP specialist here at Della Lindley, and we chose her because she is 100% committed to her position and committed to our school. I feel inspired by Rita every single day because no matter the struggles of the day, no matter how hard the day might be, how long the day might be, no matter the directions that we get pulled in, She's always positive, she's upbeat, she's happy, and she never lets those things weigh her down. And I feel like that inspires me to also put my best foot forward every single day. So Rita, I want you to know that I could not do my job every single day if you weren't here. I don't feel that Della Lindley would be the same place without you. You give your heart every day. You give 1,000% every single day. You're committed to our students. You're committed to our staff. You're committed to our community here in Thousand Palms. And we are so grateful for you, and we couldn't do this without you. Alan Schwartz is our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade SDC teacher here at Della Lindley Elementary School. And we nominated Alan because he is committed to his students. He works hard every single day to build relationships with the students in his class who are at various grade levels. And he even took on an extra addition this school year with some additional 2nd graders that we added into our school. And he has done a fantastic job supporting his students and being part of our school. Alan shows up every single day. He never complains. He's willing to do whatever it takes for his students. And he's a model for everyone else. And he also pitches in and helps others when needed. Mr. Schwartz, I'd like to thank you for everything that you give to Della Lindley each day. Having you join our school team just a few years ago was a really great opportunity for us. It's been fantastic to have you here, so thank you.
At this time, will the governing board, executive cabinet, our student board members, and the Della Lindley administration team please join me at the front of the room? The governing board would like to recognize and commend our classified employee of the month from Della Lindley Elementary School, Rita Molina. Rita, is there anyone in the audience who you'd like to acknowledge, invite up to join you, or say a few words?
Of course, my husband and my son, and yes, I have a lot of words. I mean, first of all, oh my God, I go to work every day and it's not work to me. It's the best place on earth. I work with amazing, amazing people. I mean, my admin, the teachers. I love you guys so much, and you guys inspire me to be the best person that I can be. I have fun working, but I mean, it's work, but it's not work. And they make it so wonderful to do what I do. So I feel so lucky every day, and I love you guys so much to inspire me to be better and do good. So I thank you all so much. Invite your family up here.
Thank you, Rita. Congratulations. At this time, the governing board would like to recognize and commend our certificated employee of the month from Della Lindley Elementary School, Alan Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz, is there anyone in the audience who you'd like to recognize? Would you like to share a few words?
Sure. I probably don't have as much to say as Rita does, but I'm super fortunate to be at Della Lindley. I really see what a special school it is, and I think a lot of it has to do with such a great principal and assistant principal we have at our school. So I'm so thankful to be at that school, and I love the employees that are there. And Rita, I love that we are in this together, because I remember we started 20 plus years ago, and I love working for the Palm Springs Unified. I've been here for, I think it's my 22nd year, and I don't plan to ever leave. I think this is a great district to be with, and great students, great parents, great teachers and staff, so it's an excellent place to be, so I love it here. I'd like to include my wife Heidi and my son Zach. They're here with me today. If they want to come up and get a picture, come on down. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Congratulations. Up next, the governing board would like to recognize and commend the following scholars for academic excellence at Della Lindley Elementary School, starting with Joaquin Sanchez. Mrs. Gonzalez, would you like to share a few words about Joaquin?
Okay, so Joaquin came to our school about 4 years ago now almost. He's in Mr. Dawes' class, 5th grade. He's a fantastic role model for other students at our school. He's kind, he works hard, he follows the rules, he makes good choices. And he always does his best every single day, and so we're so proud of you. He does a lot of activities after school as well, and he does a really great job, too, taking care of his younger sister and his cousins that go to our school as well, so he does a fantastic job, and we are so proud of you, okay? So, so proud of you. Yeah,
Is there
come on up.
anyone in the audience who would like to join Joaquin at the front? Thank you so much. Thank you, Joaquin. Congratulations. The next scholar we'd like to recognize is Ariana Torres. Ms. Gonzalez, would you like to share a few words about Ariana?
Sure. Okay. Ariana is also in 5th grade. She's in Mrs. Coates' class. She's also a big sister who does a great job taking care of her little sisters all throughout the day and making sure they're doing a great job. She's a wonderful citizen, follows directions, tries and works really hard in school, makes good choices. She's a role model for other kids, and she also does lots of extracurricular activities at our school too, and we're so proud of her. Okay, right here.
Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to join Ariana? Thank you, Ariana. Congratulations. Up next, the governing board would like to recognize and commend the following parents for being involved at Della Lindley Elementary School site activities and events. Our first parent, Mary Spies. Ms. Gonzalez, would you like to share a few words?
All right, so we call Mary Grandma Mary, and she's been volunteering for all the time I've been at the school and maybe even before I came. She has 2 grandkids at our school and one that left, but she volunteers in multiple classrooms, goes on field trips with us, reads with kids, practices words and sight words with kids, and just does really whatever we need her to do. And so we're so grateful that you're there every day. Anyone that does this job knows that having an extra pair of hands at any time during the day is something that you really can't put into words. So we're so grateful that you're there with us. Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who you'd like to invite up to join you?
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
So I got to help with Lula. Lula is now going into 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
And so we started with daycare with her. They didn't call it daycare. What did they call it? When she first started. So, and now these guys are so, I love these 2. They are so fun to help in their classrooms. But I'm grateful because the teachers also let me volunteer. And Miss Gonzalez also, you know, not every school has principals that show up at every activity. I never see her in an office. She's walking, looking, seeing what's going on, encouraging kids. This is the greatest school, so we're grateful. We're so lucky.
Thank you, Mary. Congratulations. The next parent we'd like to recognize and commend is Alejandra Sanchez. Ms. Gonzalez, would you like to share a few words?
Yeah. So Alejandra's Joaquin's mom. She's been here too as long as Joaquin has been here, and since they started school with us, she's always been approachable. We can talk to her, call her. She helps us with lots of things, including the sweaters that pile up like there's nobody's business, and she gets those cleaned and helps us with that, so that's amazing. She's also our ELAC representative and DLAC representative, and she also helps her sister a lot with the cousins that are at our school, and so we're really grateful for both of their families.
Alejandra, would you like to invite anybody up or share a few words? Thank you, Alejandra. Congratulations. And this concludes our special recognitions.
Item 11, employment agreements. The approval of salary and employment agreement with Director, Special Education, OE 4-.4. Clayton, Mr. Hill, there you are. Would you like to introduce our new appointment?
All right. Thank you, Board President Cornett, esteemed board members. It's my pleasure to recommend Dr. Damian Huertas Ruiz for the position of Director of Special Education. Dr. Huertas Ruiz, if you join me up here, please. Dr. Huertas Ruiz brings over 20 years of experience in special education at Palm Springs Unified School District. He earned his bachelor's and master's of arts in communicative disorders from University of Redlands and San Francisco State University, respectively. Dr. Huertas Ruiz went on to earn his doctorate of education with a concentration in speech pathology from Nova Southern University. And he is a trained speech pathologist by training, and then he's both site and district level administrative experience, including both at the local education and at the county education department. Currently, he serves as the coordinator of special education for Moreno Valley Unified School District. His current supervisor has said the following about Dr. Huertas Ruiz. He builds positive team culture while being reliable, approachable, and decisive. He's very knowledgeable about special education, with each decision being aligned with laws and policies. Dr. Huertas Ruiz has led change on a variety of initiatives to improve critical systems by collaborating with key partners. Welcome, Dr. Huertas Ruiz. Please address the board and introduce any guests that are either in the audience or watching via YouTube.
Good evening, Board President Cornett, members of the board, Superintendent Funches, members of the cabinet, student members, and members of the community. I am honored and humbled to be able to be given this position as a Director of Special Ed for Palm Springs Unified. Recently moved to the Valley about 3 years ago, originally from Fallbrook, really small avocado town south of Temecula. Did a lot of my education and work-related experience back in the Bay, but coming back home to plant some roots, I am committed to this community and looking and willing to get the job done, and saying hi to family and friends online. Husband couldn't be here tonight. He is not feeling well, but we are all excited. I'm excited to be able to serve Palm Springs Unified School District. Thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve the following employment agreement? Employment agreement with Damian J. Huerta Ruiz, Director of Special Education, salary schedule 223, column 10, step 15, effective date to be determined. May I get a motion, please?
I move the motion.
May I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Motion passed. Congratulations. Item 12, public comment. Clerk Irvin, have we received any electronic comments?
We have not received any electronic comments.
In-person comments. All comments are be directed to the board, be under 3 minutes, and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Board members do not respond to public comments. Do we have any members of the public who wish to address the Board of Education? Would you like to? Thank you. First up, we have Michelle Fiore. Vice President Irvin will time you. You have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Michelle Fiore, and I have had the honor of teaching the medically fragile class at Catherine Finchie for nearly 19 years. These remarks are very different from the ones I had planned earlier today. At 2 o'clock, I received the news that our class will remain open next school year, and that we will work together to make it even stronger. For that, I am deeply grateful. I want to sincerely thank Dr. Funchess and Madonna Jarrell for taking time out of their incredibly busy schedules to better understand our class and our students. To the board and cabinet, thank you for your willingness to reconsider. It means more than words can express, especially for the students and families who rely on this program. I also want to thank my principal and assistant principal, Mr. Hammond and Mrs. Lee, respectively, and all of the teachers and staff at Catherine Finchie and across PSUSD who stood ready to support our students. Your support means everything. The medically fragile class is not simply another classroom, it is a lifeline. It is a structured environment where students with complex medical needs receive not only an education, but also the specialized care and stability required to safely attend school. The program was placed at Catherine Finchie over 30 years ago because of its proximity to the hospital, and in emergency, that has made a critical difference. For these students, consistency is essential. Their routines are not preferences, they are necessities. Their teachers and support staff are not interchangeable. They are trained professionals who understand their medical conditions and individual needs. Maintaining this environment protects not just their learning, but their health and safety. Your willingness to reconsider created a space for thoughtful reflection and the right questions to be asked. Inclusion is important, but it must be supported appropriately. Without those supports, we risk creating harm instead of opportunity. This decision also means so much to families who place their trust in this program every day. It acknowledges both that trust and the realities they navigate. I have always been proud of PSUSD's commitment to equity, and I am an equity lead. And this decision reflects that commitment in action. Our students are not numbers, they are individuals, each deserving of the highest level of care and support. I invite each one of you to visit our classroom. spend time there and see firsthand what these students can do and what they need to succeed. Thank you. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for listening, for reconsidering, and supporting our most vulnerable students. This decision truly makes a difference. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Next, we have Tabitha Davies.
Hello. My name is Tabitha Davies. I am a community member, a disabled parent, a former unhoused parent, and the co-director of Esperanza Sanctuary in Sky Valley, which is a nonprofit farm sanctuary and community resource hub. I'm also the parent of a PSUSD graduate. I fought for my disabled child inside the district for years, and now I spend my time since he graduated helping those who don't have the time because they're fighting for theirs. I want to start by saying, and I mean this sincerely, Palm Springs Unified has been a leader in this valley in supporting general education students. This district has set the standard, and I'm not here to tear it down. I'm here because I believe in what the district is capable of, and I expect it to live up to that standard for every student, every family, and every employee. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the decision to keep the Medically Fragile Functional Life Skills program open, because that's the right decision, and I'm grateful for this board to hear that has been done. With that said, I have two major concerns that I'm not going to stay silent about. The first is that there is a teacher at one of our elementary schools who was diagnosed with a life-threatening brain tumor, and she gave everything to the children of this valley. My child was one of them, and when she got sick, the district didn't really go to bat for her. She had a GoFundMe for her medical treatments on her district insurance, which would not cover the surgery and the treatments that she was needing. I know what it looks like, having worked in healthcare for over 10 years, for when an employer fights for their people. That's not what happened here. And a district that leads the valley should also lead in how it protects the people who make that leadership possible. You owe it to the community for why this happened. When we look at budget cuts and who's making decisions about them, I also think that that is something that needs to be looked at. When we look at what we're looking at next year for more students and less staffing, and we've already had less staffing from last year, where can we take the cuts up from? If that means that you're making over $100,000 a year for a position that is working for the community, maybe we need to reassess if that can be trimmed down to keep employees that are core staff. Additionally, I want to know what the district is actively doing for immigrant families who cannot safely get their children to school and cannot safely go to work and who are struggling to feed their kids right now. I run a nonprofit. We pick up over 200,000 pounds of produce a year. We can get that out. We don't have the hands to do it. We are currently feeding about 3 Head Start programs, plus our community in Sky Valley, Desert Edge, and Indio Hills on a weekly basis. We do this every week because people need to eat. But the district has the ability to either get more volunteers to other organizations, find Food Bank, Food Now, other church organizations that have produce that would go to waste, that have stable shelf grains that would go to waste if they cannot get them out. And we have people who aren't able to feed their families when they go home because they can't go to work because it's not safe. And I think as the PSUSD legacy has been done for years, this school district can step it up in that aspect. So thank you for your time.
Next is Karen Johnson.
Good evening. I'm Karen Johnson. I'm president of the Palm Springs Teachers Association. I want to thank the district's bargaining team and the association's bargaining team for their hard work this year, putting together the tentative agreement that you'll be looking at this evening. I realize their hard work wasn't as many days as it has been in the past. They did a wonderful job of getting this done in record time. And I know that was in part due to your direction and their willingness to meet in the middle in a very quick time frame rather than really moving slowly and at a glacial pace. They worked together very succinctly to get this tentative agreement put together in a very quick time so that we can end this year again starting next year with no retroactive pay having to happen, without having to worry about what our benefits are going to be before our open enrollment starts, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Next is item 13, public hearing. The board now opens the public hearing on the adoption of resolution number 2025-26-31, approval of statutory school facilities fees imposed on the new residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to Education Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 66016A. Have any comments been received by the district to the adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-31, approval of statutory school facility fees imposed on the new residential and commercial industrial conduction pursuant to Education Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 66016A? You're up. Say that.
Board President, no comments have been received.
Is there anyone present who wishes to provide verbal comments on the adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-31, approval of statutory school facility fees imposed on new residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to Education Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 66016A?
Board President Cornett, there was a written comment that was received and responded to.
Okay. Do you have you have a comment?
Okay. So please come forward, state your name, and address your comments to the Board of Education.
Hello, my name is Tabitha Davies, and the question that I have is what will be written into this that doesn't impact lower income families that are developing? For my family, if I was building my home so that I could have some sort of stability and sovereignty over my ability to live, the fees between the county development or city development as well as the school district fees would make it completely non-functional for me to be able to build my home. Having done this back in 2020, I do know what those fees were then, not necessarily there now, but when we look at fees for residential building, and we know that we have a lot of people who are in need of affordable housing, low-income access to housing, and we have programs that do it, what is there to help offset those fees for low-income families, if any? I think that should be a provision that is discussed and considered for developing a home for a family. Thank you.
Are there any board members or any district members who would like to comment on that issue?
We won't respond at this time, but there will be a follow-up with you so that we can address your question more appropriately. Okay? Thank you.
Later in the agenda, the board will consider adopting resolution number 2025-26-31, approval of statutory school facility fees imposed on new residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to Ed Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 66016A. I declare the public hearing closed. Number 14. Our student board members' reports will be presented by Leslie Aguilar Hernandez and Sarah Singh. First up, we have Leslie from Cathedral City High School.
So hello everybody. So today in my board presentation, I will be going over the past month and this month of April. So in my agenda, I have all of our academies. I have HEAL, Data, IB Diploma, AVID, extracurriculars, and our upcoming events.
So we've designed a paraplegic exoskeleton.
So starting off with the first one, here's
So
a
we've
quick
designed
video.
a paraplegic exoskeleton.
So on March 26 to March 28, HEAL students attended California HOSA SLC. HOSA is a global organization dedicated in helping students serve, innovate, and lead within the medical field. Students participated in various health-related competitive events, including CPR, medical spelling, medical innovation, and much more. This year, there were over 4,100 students attending Cal HOSA. Finalists who placed first, second, and third attended ILC, which will be held in Minneapolis. Now we will see a video of students who competed in medical innovation.
Skeleton based on helping sensors reach our hip and spinal cord. So current modern day exoskeletons have this problem where patients walk just for the heck of it. They don't really feel anything. They're just walking just for the movement. So we wanted to give these patients opportunities to have that sense of feeling, perception, and sensation. Now, Yalini, do you want to show the model?
Yeah, so we actually have a working model here kind of to simulate how this works on the bigger exoskeleton. So basically, this is the ESP32, and this is going to simulate the base of the foot. So when you put your foot on the ground, it gets pressure, right? And this is a pressure sensor, so when you put pressure on this, it vibrates over here. And this is simulating what's going to be on the base of the hip. And basically what this does is all the nerves that are not working in their foot. So if you put your foot on the ground, it bypasses all these nerves and is able to go directly to the hip. And essentially our idea is to connect both the mind and the machine. So now we want to move on to them to explain our website and app.
We have also created an app that records vital signs such as heart rate, SpO2, and steps taken. We have integrated an AI for personalized plans over here that physical therapists can use to monitor daily vital signs, and they don't have to stay in rehabilitation centers for long periods of time, because inpatient care and outpatient care can take long periods of time, up to 6 months through a year, but this can only take up to like 3 months.
It simplifies this really complex thing, and it also cuts down the cost significantly, especially with like all the material and the therapy sessions. And it's a lot more easier to control and manage, and it gives you more confidence as well, because you are moving it rather than it moving you.
So these students do not attend Cathedral City High School, but they attended California HOSA SLC, and they did medical innovation. And within medical innovation, your point is to come up with devices that will help better medicine. And these students here created a device which would help paraplegic patients feel sensations throughout their body. So they actually created an app, and they created a model which would help send signals throughout the body. And they did not place, which is crazy to me. Just to see like all the different innovations that were out there. But I did want to give a special shout out to our student from Cathedral City High School, Angela Navarro. She placed third in persuasive speaking skills and will be representing Cathedral City High School at ILC. And now for our Data Academy. So our CCHS Data Academy students held their annual coffee house. It was a great success with many attendees and many student performances. And I also want to give a special shout out to all data students participating in Skills USA. So best of luck to all of our students. And now for our IB Diploma program. So as the school year comes to an end, IB Diploma students are preparing to take their tests. They spent many months conducting research and doing experiments. Best of luck to all of our IB Diploma seniors, David Delgado and Yuridia Jimenez, as these tests will help them achieve their IB Diploma seals. And now moving on to our AVID Academy. So the CCHS AVID Academy has continued their CAST project, in which students held a violin concert at a rehabilitation center for all to enjoy. CCHS AVID students also continue to do CPR, first aid, and mental wellness presentations to the community. And now moving on to our extracurriculars and sports. So our spring sports are coming to an end, but they have definitely had a great season. Our Lady Lions softball team are on track to winning a league title. Best of luck to our Lady Lions softball team and the rest of our sports teams. I also want to say congratulations to our Lady Lions Sayuri, as she will be playing D1 softball at EKU. And this past week, students took a trip to Costa Rica, And this trip allowed students to network as they learned about the beautiful culture and participated in various activities. And now for our upcoming events, we have our dance extravaganza, our CASP testing for our juniors, our spring sports awards, and I wanted to invite the board to our Golden Lions and Scholarship Night, and that will be May 21st, but I hope to see you all there. And are there any questions before I conclude my presentation? Okay, and that is it. Thank you.
Next up, we have Sarah from Desert Hot Springs High School.
Good evening, everybody. This is my district report for the months of March and April. Starting off with my agenda, I will be going over the general updates, the sports updates, the academic achievements, and our upcoming events. With our general updates, our annual Eagles Got Talent show had an amazing outcome. We had performances from our classes, keeping the tradition of creating class dances to perform. These students worked for over a month, practicing their dances, making props, and creating their music mixes. We also had incredible performances from staff, students, and groups. Our DHSHS dance team took first place for best performance, and our senior and junior classes tied in first place for the best class dance. And also a big thank you to Dr. Funches for being a judge at the show. In the same genre of performances, our DHSHS Baile Folclorico team hosted a Baile Folclorico program where they invited elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools throughout the Coachella Valley to perform. Our students learned 18 dances in just 2 months. All the performances were flawless, and a great job to everybody. At Desert Hot Springs High School, we take on the funnest opportunities. We welcomed news reporter Katie Bower as principal of the day for DHSHS. Katie engaged with our students and uplifted female students, showing that we are capable of accomplishing anything. Uplifting others is a main priority at Desert Hot Springs High School. Ms. Teresita and Hope Collaboration hosted a Unity in the Community event to bring together our community. Many resources were available to everyone. Amazing performances were there. Food and raffles were held at the event. Throughout this event, our community learned that we are stronger together. Transitioning to my sports updates, I want to highlight our incredible girls basketball team for being recognized here at the Palm Springs Unified School District. These girls continue to show integrity and gathered a whole community together through their passion and motivation to uplift others. Continuing to recognize our amazing sports teams, our girls softball and boys baseball have been showing outstanding progress in their season, taking many continuous wins. Keep up the amazing work. Our boys golf team is in season as well, and they are hitting it out of the park with their amazing sportsmanship and team unity. Continue to soar high. Boys tennis brings positive energy everywhere they go. The team has been making amazing progress and continues to stay golden. Our boys volleyball team has been continuously winning and continues to advance. Tonight is their senior night, so let's wish them the best of luck. And for my academic achievements, at Desert Hot Springs High School, we are always advancing. Student Maverick Blaylock was awarded for doing the right thing. On and off campus, he shows respect and kindness to everyone around him. Traveling to new heights, our Golden Eagles, along with students from surrounding schools, traveled to Washington, D.C., where they learned about history, visiting the White House, Mount Vernon, and the monument. They also learned about the incredible schools there, such as Morgan, Howard University, and Georgetown University, to encourage them to strive for excellence. Our Golden PSA cadets represented DHSHS at the Skills USA State Competition in Criminal Justice and Crime Scene Investigation. They continue to soar and prove their knowledge. Desert Hot Springs High School students continue to excel with our Desert Hot Springs High School fashion being displayed at the El Paseo Fashion Week. Students got to attend the show and see exclusive pieces and interact with the fashion community. Lastly, for my upcoming events, upperclassmen are preparing for a night under the lanterns at prom on May 16th at the Westin in Rancho Mirage. Students are looking forward to this exciting event. In addition to exciting events, our staff versus staff volleyball game is taking place May 13th, where our Golden Eagle staff and teachers will be facing off in an intense volleyball game, with the teams being upperclassmen versus underclassmen. Students will be involved in coaching the teachers, being referees, and keeping score. We invite you to attend this amazing event. And that is all for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you both. Item 15, Educational Services Update OE-11. Dr. Kovach will introduce Dr. Antonio Hunt.
Yes, I'm pleased to introduce our Director of Title IX and Compliance, Dr. Antonia Hunt. Our Educational Services Update is around our PSUSD Stand Up to Hate initiative, and she will be providing an update.
Good evening, and thank you so much for the opportunity to provide an update on our Stand Up to Hate initiative that we have been unraveling through this last year since the February 25th resolution of 2025. Tonight's update will be more of a qualitative review of where we are in terms of progress, with the quantitative overview coming in our OE13 expectational update further in the year. PSUSD is committed to ensuring that every school is safe, inclusive, and welcoming environment for every single student. With that in mind, our board passed a resolution last year tasking us to ensure that we are making that a reality for every single student, that we are addressing hate speech across our campuses, and that hate has no place in our schools, that our students continue to feel safe and respected so that they can focus on what they need to do. So this is our proactive commitment to ensuring that each student has that respect and has the ability to attend schools free from hate speech. As part of our unified district-wide initiative and activation, we started by beginning awareness. This began by the development of our Stand Up to Hate video campaign, which we rolled out district-wide. Each school was given the task of showing this video to every single one of our students. These videos highlighted student voice, both from our elementary and secondary students, and then this progressed through a series of activities that were developed by our schools, for our schools, really providing that unique approach of addressing their individualized concerns and ensuring that their students were heard. From there, we began dialogue and discourse around this important topic, ensuring that we were really hearing from our students, receiving their feedback, working with our equity leads at each and every school site, collecting data from our schools, and developing plans to individualize and tailor the needs for each school, and setting our unified expectations. Hate has no place within Palm Springs Unified, and by setting this initiative and moving it forward, keeping it at the forefront of what we do within Palm Springs, we ensure that every community member, student, and staff member is aware of our expectations and that we will be addressing hate speech as and when it occurs. So we really focused on driving change from within. We analyzed our school climate data. We have coached, especially utilizing our equity leads, ensuring that they are having those conversations with staff. We have worked extensively with our site administration. We continue to engage, leading ongoing campus communication and conversations around this. And we built out those site-specific equity plans addressing specific elements that each site may be engaging with through the work of our equity leads, really focusing in on this year. To continue this, we've also engaged in equity walks. Each school site has been combined with other principals and with a coach from educational services. The purpose of this walk is to ensure that we are not just addressing one element of hate speech, but we are looking at equitable practices across and ensuring that we are identifying, observing, analyzing, and addressing every element to provide our students the absolute best outcomes within their educational setting. To support us further, we continue with our unconscious bias training. We offer conscious education training for all staff. This is a unique opportunity for our staff to become aware of any potential internal biases or unconscious biases and provide that analysis and space for self-reflection to be able to improve practice and go forth and provide our students the very best. We're supporting culturally responsive teaching practices by practicing empathy and perspective. We build inclusive classroom environments, including respectful dialogue among students. The dialogue and feedback that we receive from our students has been one of the paramount pillars on which this campaign has been built. We listen to our students, and we have provided them various platforms for them to be able to provide their unique perspective, their voice, and they have become the champions of this. By elevating their student voice, we have engaged in various student panels, providing students that opportunity to really be the ones to guide this, to share this, and to be able to voice what they are experiencing. This is their school, their culture, and they are helping to build it into the future that they wish to see. By ensuring that we're providing them the space to be able to be heard and ensuring that their fellow students also are provided the support to be able to listen to one another. We are extremely proud of the efforts of every single one of our student scholars and what it has meant for our schools. Each one of our junior highs has already completed or is in the process of completing a student panel so various staff members can hear directly from our students as it comes to hate speech. This has been fundamental to moving our sites forward in their understanding of the impact, importance, and vitality of this movement and in support of it. We've also developed clear pathways for accountability and healing. One of the primary focuses that we realized early on was a clear and concise reporting methodology for our staff to be able to hear from students when instances of hate speech occur. To this end, we developed posters with QR codes and resources available in every single classroom across our PSUSD campuses. Students have direct access to be able to report instances, whether they choose to do so anonymously or not, so that we can continue with the restorative conversations and the administrative decisions in place and support those students if any such instances arise. We've also set clear standardized district processes for addressing any such elements that may arise and support for our administration and ensuring that we are not just being proactive, but when elements do occur that we are providing support and building those elements of healing into our practice so that it is fully addressed. This is all strategically aligned within our LCAP. Our priorities within Palm Springs Unified School District have been and continue to be on the basis of equity builds systemic excellence. We look at those cultural impacts of the initiative and our strategic goals and LCAP priorities. We're interested in removing barriers to our students' academic, personal, and social emotional success, which supports attendance and academic performance. We want to promote psychological safety for each and every student on our campuses. To this end, we're advancing equity and access for all students. And we are looking to strengthen the relationships among our students and staff to support the social, emotional well-being and positive climate for our students. Every student should be welcomed and feel safe on their campus every single day, and we are working continuously to ensure that we are providing those spaces for them to thrive.
I got a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
In regards to this information that you have here, is there any, so you guys have done data research. Do you have any data to show how many students you guys reached, the amount of results that you received. Do you have any of that for us?
So this evening, we'll be focusing on the qualitative overview, and we'll be providing further updates in our quantitative OE13 explanation. Specifically, when we look at data, a lot of it, especially around the elements of hate speech, we do not rely solely on the formal reporting process. Some of the information and data that we really focused on was actually conducting those equity walks or having our administrators stand in the quad at lunch and just listen.
Okay.
It is very easy to be dismissive of these elements, but rather to encourage that active listening role so that we understand what the unique needs of each site are. And those data dives were conducted by our equity leads.
Okay, and so as you say, of those equity walks, do you have any information for those equity walks? How many staff attended? Do you have any kind of documentation of what happened with the equity walks?
So for each equity walk, it is a team of principals walking amongst each other's sites where we have rubrics to associate with our equitable practices of what we anticipate and would like to see in every single classroom, followed up with a reflective practice with the coach from Educational Services to support them.
But do we know how many attended or how many that we reached out to? I know you're saying that you reached out to the principals and different things like that, but do you have anything tangible to say, like, out of this many principals, this many attended, this is our goal, what we have planned?
So for the equity walks, every principal is involved. It is a district-wide initiative.
No, I understand they have to be involved. I'm asking you, were they involved? So every principal was involved in the equity walks? Okay, thank you.
Yes, that was a requirement or an expectation. Yeah.
Can you tell us what were the results of the equity walks? What did they find?
So I think for each site, each equity walk had a unique perspective and really a focus on what each school needed to work on to address specific equitable outcomes for their site. So that was really a basis of conversation for their Ed Services coach and that principal after gaining the feedback from their fellow principals and really utilizing the tools and rubrics that were provided for them.
Was there a common theme of what you found in our district?
Well, each principal reviewed their data and they worked with their team as well as the educational services coach to really identify what they wanted to look for on their campus. And so it's different at each school site. It's based on the needs because each school site is different. Whether they may be visiting classrooms and looking at designated ELD because we want to support our English language learners, whether, say, in secondary, they're visiting math classrooms due to their data, so it varied based on the needs of their school site.
Okay, thank you.
So I guess, Simone, so what you guys are saying is this was more of a listening, not kind of giving an idea of what we're doing as a district? Do we have any kind of guidance that we're giving to them, or are we just listening?
Yes, so each, when principals were having a dialogue with their colleagues or their triads, they were either in groups of 3 or 4. With the equity lead from Educational Services, they look at the data. We also have our instructional agreements. So of course, the foundation was what areas or gaps are you seeing in the data at your school site? And that was their focus of the walks. And it is more, even though, yeah, they looked at data, it is more qualitative because each school site is different, and they actually look to their colleagues to give them feedback. Because it's very important sometimes to work with your colleagues, to have them to visit your campuses, to truly have an outside lens, maybe what you're observing and providing feedback on. You may be missing some things that your colleagues can provide support. And it was really an opportunity for our principals to bond with each other. And now they have these teams, and as they're moving forward, we're looking to continue this next year, and they continue to coach each other as well as the Ed Services coach. They're working together throughout the school year because there were 3 or 4 visits. So if I'm a team of 3, we're visiting each other's schools. So every school was visited this year.
And so after we meet and do all of the different things and listen to everyone, is there somewhere that we're going as a district to what we want to see?
Well, each school site would get feedback from their team, and where we're going is to improve student achievement and outcomes. Are we going to improve climate and culture on campus? But of course, that outcome is always improve student achievement.
Okay. And so we will see that in future presentations or different?
Yeah, you know what we'll do is when we report out on OE13, we will bring those rubrics. We'll have more quantitative, I guess, as well as qualitative data for you. And also, we've shared some of that information. We'll also add that back into the Friday. Now that we've had a mid-year update, we can provide some more information to you.
Thank you.
So our early indicators of progress is that we did have a 100% district-wide launch completed across all PSUSD schools. This included the viewing of our pledge to eliminate hate video on every single campus, shown to all students within that week dedicated by PSUSD, and followed up with various activities that were developed by each school site to address and really begin this initiative moving forward. We've increased awareness and utilization of reporting tools and resources. Again, we have placed posters in every single office and every single classroom within PSUSD with direct reporting capabilities for students to be able to access and report. We have site equity leads actively deployed in supporting campus level implementation at every single site. And we are growing our staff participation in conscious education, or that unconscious bias training. So far this year, we've had 204 staff members trained in conscious education, with further opportunities for them to attend. So our road ahead is we are looking to expand conscious education into different elements of our professional learning opportunities for staff, really ensuring that we are integrating and meshing this with our other priorities, ensuring that it's part of what we do every single day within our professional development. We're continued to dedicate support for site equity leads, ensuring that they are clear in their purpose and supported in leading the charge against hate speech on each and every one of their campuses, to strengthen and multiply our student leadership opportunities. Again, we really see the student voice as being the crucial element to helping us in not just understanding what our students are facing, but also assisting us in moving forward. Increasing our overall awareness of reporting tools and resources, and continuing to monitor and improve our district-wide practices based on what we are hearing and seeing from our students and staff. To that end, our goal is to advance dignity together. That we stand up to hate reflects our unwavering commitment to ensuring every student feels safe, respected, and valued. That through our collaboration, professional learning, and student engagement, we continue to advance equity, dignity, and belonging across all schools. And at this time, I would actually like to take an opportunity and have the board hear directly from some of our students. If I could have Cathedral City High School come on up. We actually have one of our students who will be serving in our next PSUSD Stand Up to Hate video. And a huge thank you to Cathedral City High School, who actually filmed this for us to really speak about the impact that this has had from the student perspective.
Hello, my name is Kyler Lerma, and I am a senior at Cathedral City High School, and I am also a representative for PSUSD Stand Up to Hate campaign.
Hello, my name is Sol. I'm a junior, and I will be the next representative next year for PSUSD Stand Up to Hate campaign.
So some things that this year we have done since the campaign with PSUSD Stand Up to Hate Speech campaign, some things we have done specifically here at Cathedral City High School are different things like we'll have like a spirit week where students can participate by wearing different colors, by looking at educational videos that help them understand the impact of hate speech and really understanding what exactly hate speech is. Some other things we did that I know, Sol, you also participated in was this pledge where we had a banner and students were able to sign their names on to really like signify that they will be like taking a stand up against hate speech here in Cathedral City High School.
It really shows how our community is kind of changing to stand up against hate speech.
So we have taken a lot of action. I know another thing that was incorporated into this campaign were posters that were put in each classroom and also in the office that had QR codes to different resources that students would be able to like go on and report different kinds of hate speech to. Is there any way that like hate speech has impacted you? Like how has this campaign helped you?
Well, this campaign helps me connect to my past self because my past self had to stand up to hate. I was bullied in middle school, and like now it feels like I get to help people not experience the same thing. And for me, that is just fulfilling in so many ways.
Yeah, for me specifically, I have endured a lot of hate speech, especially like LGBTQ derogatory slurs. So for me, I really appreciate being able to have a campaign like this that really like allows students to have voices, because before I was afraid to speak out, but now that I have like a lot of like support to be able to speak out and resources to report it, I think that I'm more likely to report it, and other students are also able to feel more comfortable to report it since it is anonymous, so it helps students like feel safer. Have you seen any like visible impact to the community?
I've 100% seen it. I see people like the community here at my school is like more friendlier, and not just that, but it's like people are becoming more understanding and empathetic with hate speech, and they're acknowledging it when it happens. And something that I saw the other day was somebody call out hate speech as soon as it happened. And for me, that shows a big change in our community with this campaign.
Yeah, and I also love that like teachers are taking the opportunity to perform like circles. I know here on campus we have this thing called Club CC where students are able to like, like gain like listening points, like connect on empathy and really explore more what hate speech is. So I really like that we do like these group circles where we're able to like do a deeper dive on what it is and like how it impacts them individually.
These circles, they have like impacted me because like I see it, like I see around the circle, I look at the students and like my classmates, and I see them that they really are really engaged in it, and it's more so that they're more understanding. They become more empathetic by participating in these circles during the campaign.
Yeah, and they're learning different skills and really seeing how hate speech impacts people, especially because, I mean, we are teenagers, so things like anxiety and depression, are pretty common here, so hate speech just fuels that. So really being able to break down hate speech and, like cutting the language, I think it like really impacts students in a healthy way because it just fosters for a healthier community. So I feel like really being able to continue this and maybe like doing more next year, since we have our new representative Sol, will really be able to like boost the community and help us really like put an end to hate speech.
So a huge thank you to Cathedral City High School and their Reel Academy, who did all of the editing, the filming, Data Academy, who did everything to make this video happen. And a huge thank you to Sol, who will be representing in the 26-27 PSUSD Stands Up to Hate campaign video. And with that, thank you so much to the board for the opportunity to present this evening.
Are there any questions?
So I have seen you present to parents in the Zoom meetings along the way, is that right? And I appreciate that we start out that gate with some of our parent groups. But my question is, do parents really know that this is an initiative? The students speak about it when they go home, I'm sure, and are impressed by it, but how do we take this through and beyond for parents and their awareness? And, and we have Parent Square, so we get announcements, but is there a plan, and I know you do have one probably, but how do you see this heading for the future, inclusive of parents, specifically?
Thank you. I think definitely it is always something we look to improve our communication and just keep it at the forefront of everything that we do. That this is embedded in who we are as PSUSD. We have built a specific website with not just resources and supports and reporting tools, but we've also built in and housed the videos there. We did share them at multiple community forums, but we're always looking for those further opportunities to really engage with the community and hear from them as well. I think that this speaks deeply to many of the concerns our parents currently have, and to know that we are here to support them and to support their students in building safe and inclusive environments is paramount.
Have we looked into training our parents, having them be equity ambassadors, having them be hate speech advocates, them being the leaders and teaching others? They are the experts as well. Have we looked into that?
We have not looked into that at this time, but it is definitely something that we could continue to build on and grow and provide those opportunities for our parents and community to engage with us further.
Yeah, more than a meeting. I think it would be something proactive and robust and inclusive of student groups that might be marginalized or that need more participation. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my question is about data, that is collecting the school district about incidents related to hate speech, to connect is this initiative is working, how many incidents we had before, and if that one is reducing, just to measure the effectivity of this initiative.
I think the data is really a very important piece, but it's also one that we actually expect to see an uptick in the number of complaints that we receive if we're being truly effective. That we actually want to see further reporting from our students so that we can provide supports immediately. That's the communication piece that we have been actively working on, is to get reporting tools and resources into the hands of every single student so that we can be aware and we can respond. So rather than looking to decrease overall instances or reports, we're actually hoping to increase the number of reports so that we can respond appropriately and ensure that we are supporting every single student.
Okay, thank you.
I'm curious as well. We know that this initiative kind of grew legs and came from the APAC meeting with the use of the N-word. I was just wondering, have you had any students who have had that experience? And if you did have any of the students that experienced that, what was the steps to kind of rectify or kind of deal with that? I know that there have been quite a few teachers as well as principals speaking with the use of that word loosely in our district. Have you guys had any of that, and were you able to deal with that?
Hate speech has been addressed in a multitude of ways, and each case is individualized in the response based on the harm committed by the language used. It's also important to note that we don't just look at the impact of the individual or whether or not a word is directed to one individual, but rather those exposed to that language all deserve support, and we try to build systems around that for each specific instance.
Well, of course, we're quite aware that is, but I'm specifically asking you, have you had any use of the N-word from any of our students, and how was that handled? I know that it's used in different ways. I know that we have different things put in place, but we cannot just close our eyes and act like the use of the N-word is not an issue in our district. And so I know that other races and other ethnicity groups and different things have certain issues, but specifically for African American students, have we had any issues or any complaints about that, and how are we handling it?
So yes, sir, we have had several complaints about the usage of that word. Each case was handled on an individual basis based on the situation in which the word was used, the impact had on the student or whoever was exposed to that language and the circumstances surrounding. So it's not that there is one set
Okay,
way to
can
address
you
it.
give me an example of one?
For an example of one may be that a student was utilizing that word in a derogatory sense and received disciplinary consequence from the school site with restorative pieces built in for the student impacted. In other circumstances, there are restorative conversations built up to ensure that students are aware of the impact of the language or lessons provided for entire classes in terms of that impact piece of what that means and why we do not utilize any forms of hate speech within Palm Springs.
Wonderful, thank you.
Any other questions?
I just wanted to end on that. Thank you, Dr. Hunt, and getting to that explanation, because yes, it's okay to say that, yes, it's happened, and we're addressing it. And also, as we move toward reporting out on OE 13, just know that we will be providing that quantitative data, even if it's number of students who've been participating in a student panel, the actual number of classrooms visited during our equity walks. So we'll be providing that. I just want to let you know that. I know the data. We just want to provide an overview and update this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Hunt. Item 16, board member comments. Do we have any comments from the board this evening? And who would like to start? Charlie, are you starting? Or- Okay, Mr. Esquerra-Queta, come on.
Yeah, my comment will be short. I want to thank the student board member for the great presentation, great update about the school. Also, the all presentation that we had today in the student session and Dr. Antonia Hung in the presentation that we had a few minutes ago. And the all public comments, thank you for the comments. We appreciate that, the concern, feedback, everything, thank you. And in March 26, I attended I stopped a little bit in the regular meeting for the LAC. That was the first meeting of Dr. Ricardo Araiza. Was a good opportunity to talk with him and to see what is the reaction of the parents from the school district. That was a good meeting. And also, I want to thank John Boyko for the opportunity to have an interview with our local Univision. Because that is a great opportunity to send or to share information with the entire Hispanic community in Coachella Valley, and especially for the parents from our school district. And it's not only me, but it's one round of the interview that from different staff, principal from the school district. Thank you for that. And yesterday we had a school visit. We visit ETIS. Thank you for all information. I was sharing my experience. Sometimes I was feeling that I know a little bit about computers, about to utilize my own phone. But when I see the old technology that exists in the school districts, I found that I don't know anything comparing with the old technology that the school district run every day. Thank you. Also, we see the main operation department, the ALOP building. We visit the Cielo Vista Charter and Palm Springs High School. Thank you, the principal. Thank you, the whole teachers that allow us to see what they do every day. And this morning I attended the Greater Coachella Valley Student at the Month. This event is done by the Riverside County Office of Education. And this morning we have one student from this high school, Armando Rivera from Cathedral City High School. We have Alonso Castañeda from Desert Hot Spring High School. We have Lily Pichardo from Desert Learning Academy. Natalie Villeda from Mount San Jacinto High School. Kayla Bautista from Palm Springs High School. And Anaí Barrera Flores from Rancho Mirage High School. Congratulations to all the students, well reserved. And you represent our school district very well. Thank you. That is all for me.
First of all, I want to welcome back everybody from spring break. I hope you're rested and recharged and ready to hit the final leg here strong, and it'll be over before we know it, I'm sure. Congratulations to my colleague Karen Cornett, who was honored by the Palm Springs Women's Club. Very nice event and a great honor for you, well deserved. I also want to congratulate Joan and I think Lily and Monica for their Principal of the Day luncheon. Went off really well as always. What a great way to build advocacy for our school district. It's a great event. It's a good job. I also enjoyed our site visits yesterday. It's nice to learn about different parts of the district, see some schools, and the best part for me is the frank conversation we have during lunch. So I appreciate the superintendent taking time and my fellow board members taking time out of their schedule so we can have that communication. Leslie and Sarah, thank you very much for your presentations. Leslie, I got to tell you, I was jealous of those students going to Costa Rica. They looked like they were having a great time. And that's it for my comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go. So for me, March 26th, I as well attended with the other board members, the principal for the day. It's always great for our citizens and our professionals in the community to come out and see all of the wonderful work that our principals do, and just to hear their appreciation of all the hard work that our principals put into running the school. Their comments about how they didn't realize how much a principal does within the first hour of the day versus what they do in a regular job. So I'm appreciative of all of those people who came out. Once again, like John said, I would like to say thank you to Lily and also Joan Boyko, as well as Monica, for putting on such a wonderful thing. You guys always go above and beyond, and we really appreciate you. Also on the 26th as well, with other board members, we attended the Palm Springs Women's Club, where our president was represented and got an award, well-deserved, and she appreciates everything that she gets. April the 2nd, I attended the Read With Me annual volunteer appreciation luncheon, and I just want to say thank you to the volunteers that we have from Agua Caliente, as well as Bubbling Wells, Cathedral City Elementary, Dallas Lindley, and Julius Corsini. And I'd like to say thank you to the Executive Director, Sean Webb, for bringing it to our district. One of the things that stood out about what he said they needed is they have a large amount of volunteers, but there's still room for more. So if any of you are out there and you love reading and you want to share the love for reading with any of our students, they can use you and would love to have you to volunteer. And for any of our other schools that are out there, please look at considering this program for your school as well. And on April the 13th, once again, we all did our site visits, and we went to Palm Springs High School as well as Cielo Vista Charter. And it's great to see all of the wonderful things that they're doing at each one of those schools. Juanita Perez-Chica does a wonderful job, and you can just feel the energy from the campus. You can feel that the students love being there, and you can see that the results are driven by the hard work that her and her staff put together, and just the pure love that they have for the students and the hard work that they put into. As well, I want to say thank you to Will Clark for showing us around. He definitely has a method to the madness. He has a whole lot of computers. I've never seen so many laptops in my life in his back office back there. It's so much, those towers that he showed us with all of the systems and how everything is ran through our district, the modems and the air condition and the filters and everything. You would have no idea how much goes into our technology department. And Will, you do a wonderful job, and I conclude my comments.
Okay, so tonight we wear blue, and we wear blue to light it up. And we're lighting up two very important things tonight and focusing on autism acceptance and awareness tonight. And we're also focusing on our initiative to recognize National Child Abuse Prevention Month. And why are we wearing blue? It's because blue is chosen to represent calmness and acceptance and illuminate homes, businesses, and global landmarks like the Empire State Building. And we call this awareness to our community to show how much this is so important to us, and that we will show and say that we support these very important initiatives and recognitions. There was a student board member 2 years ago that sat right next to me, and his name was Luke Calderon. Well, Luke's mom came up to me and said, "I just have to tell you, he does not forget you." He is at the University of Nevada, Reno, and he sends best regards to all of us. And we want you to also know you're not going far. And he is an ambassador at the university. He is a vice president of the ASUN. He's also a senator for college and management, and he's been on the local TV station. So with that, my segue is into these wonderful people sitting right next to me, because tonight's their last board meeting. Yeah. And I hate to ask that when I see them, but you have changed, and you have made us, and you have done the educating for us that we need to know to help us do good work, great work. So for that, we thank you so much. So we are proud of you, and we invite you to send messages back through parents or other people about how you're doing. So we are lighting up our community blue, and we had a chance to go out into our educational community and our district office community, and I really thought about it. I said, we saw departments, but really, and you know that I was always the last one in the car, we met people. We met kids. We talked to kids. We had a chance to stop and absorb, like the climate, the feeling, the room environment, the buzz of kindergartners writing, the little sparks of information going off. And for me, I was so tired, but it was such a gratifying day. So I want to thank the people that organized that day, because we were doing stand-up meetings. We were in the classrooms and walking, and we were in the middle of when the bell rang at Palm Springs High School. And so for me, that was like, wow, I haven't done this in such a long time. It was grounding. So I appreciate the superintendent and staff, because we get a great view from our outside perspectives on what's going on in our schools and in our district office. So we did get to go to Karen's honor and night. That was so special. All 5 of us go. A lot of times, most all of us get to go, and it's like a reunion when the 5 board members get there and have a chance to be together. For that picture is, you know how many of those 5 board member pictures I have? It's just amazing to have those. I cherish those. I did get to go with Dr. Funches and Joan to hear the Desert Hot Springs Noon Rotary at the Las Palmitas Mexican restaurant. It's really good for me to go in the daytime to visit community groups and know what this 100-day rollout, how it's taking shape and how it's changed. We have some great state champions. We have a great state team at Palm Springs High School. We saw their video going to Atlanta. They're heading there. We know that at least 31 students were in 9 contests with Nellie Kaufman Middle School, and 6 gold medal category events won and are going to nationals. We have such intelligent and talented teachers and students who to show us their great, it's more than a product, they're great gifts they give to us. Let's see. I am so excited for Miss Jacqueline, Dr. Mantes on her new book, Hey Miss. I read the article from the Enterprise, the Press Enterprise. We're so proud of our staff who become teachers and go outside the community and do articles for Education Week and write books. We are so proud and so thrilled to know about these successes. So please continue to share those. Let's see. I think that's about it for me. Those people that we visited, maintenance and operations, Cielo Vista. I had a chance to go to Catherine Finchy after we went on our tour. It was such a well-rounded day. And you know, there were 3 firsts. I had never been in M&O. I had never been in technology. I had never been in Catherine Finchy, that class. So for me, that was a great day of learning. Thank you.
And wait, Karen, before you go, I can't forget, we were in the Academy for, is it film at Palm Springs High School? Yes, so I gotta say there were a couple students there who won gold medals. And so I wanna tell those students, they showed us their video that they made. They made like a news video of breaking news. They did such a wonderful job. I can't not say congratulations to those students. I believe they beat Beverly Hills, who has an unlimited resource to a newsroom and different things like that. And our school was able to beat them in a competition. So I have to say that to Palm Springs, sorry.
Thank you, thank you. I want to say thank you to the Mrs. Davies and Mrs. Fiora and to Karen Johnson for your comments tonight. We really take them seriously, and we love hearing from people from our community and from our staff. So thank you very much. Also, I want to thank our student board members. It's been an honor to have you as student board members, and your wonderful reports, your excellent reports of telling about your schools, and also just your willingness to share with us your ideas from a student point of view, which is just absolutely wonderful. So I know, along with myself and the board and the cabinet, we really wish you success after graduation, because it's coming to an end soon, and I really wish you all the best. Also, thank you to, we had a great study session tonight looking at our vision and strategic planning for the next years, and thank you to Dr. Funches for bringing that to us. And we really want to put together a multi-year vision and planning for the next several years. And to Dr. Antonio Hunt for the update on the district's Stand Up to Hate policy. And we're going to hear from Mr. Carrillo tonight about our financial well-being in the district. So thank you to your department, Jeff. Thank you to our teachers and school classified employees for their dedication to our scholars and families. PSU teachers and our classified employees will be honored during the next few weeks. We're passing proclamations tonight for them. And I really want to thank PSDA and our district bargaining team for formalizing a new contract and really in record time. So congratulations to you. And both teams, it's a hard work, and you did it in record time, and really appreciate that. And we really, we have such good relationships with our PSDA and our teachers and classified staff, and I think their president, Karen Johnson, thank you for all that you do for us. We had a wonderful, as we mentioned before, principal for a day, so thank you, Monica, Lily, and Joan, for really putting that all together. It's really amazing when we get to bring in, like other board members have said, people from the community to really share with them all of the opportunities that we get to provide for our students, so thank you for that. Also, I got to attend APAC, meeting, and where our students who went on the wonderful tour, you forgot that. So it was really great because it was live, and they were just so joyous about all the things that they saw. So it was really great to see them. And Karen Demick did a great job of really kind of summarizing everything that went on. And I know that Dr. Funches may have a few comments about that because he did get to spend several days with our students. So I mean, that's a wonderful opportunity. Also, the Read With Me luncheon was wonderful. We got to recognize the wonderful volunteers of that organization, and they need more, like was said tonight, and they really provide support to our scholars, and so that's a wonderful thing that they do. Let's see. And our visiting yesterday our sites. The M&O was something I'd never been into all of that of M&O, and to technology is amazing. Amazing department. Thank you all very much for all that you do for us. Yes, Will Carr is a very special person, and he runs a special department. And it's really interesting to see that we're self-contained. I mean, we fix our cars, we feed our kids. I mean, it's really amazing. And then to visit the expanded learning building that soon will be renovated, Cielo Vista Charter and Palm Springs High School. We really thank those schools for letting us visit them, and also the departments for being so gracious to take their time out and show us around, because they really do important work. Everyone in our district does important work for our scholars, so thank you.
Okay, I'll start off. First, I'd like to say thank you to Dr. Hunt and to Leslie for the amazing presentations today. And I also want to say thank you for all the great comments that were made tonight. It really brought awareness to a couple of topics that I was unaware about, and I really liked how they were highlighted. And I would also like to thank Dr. Funches for showing up to many of our school events. Your support means a lot to not only me, but our students and our staff. And also to all of the Desert Hot Springs staff that watch from home through YouTube. They count on me and support me to come here every month and make a difference. So our staff really does care. Also, thanks for mentioning it's the last meeting. I'm so sad. I want to say thank you to all of you for being amazing role models. I have seen how hard you guys have all worked to ensure our schools stay safe, and for caring for our youth and teaching us the importance of supporting others to come together as one big community to make change that we can take with us everywhere we go, especially since we are graduating. And in addition to that, thank you for this experience to speak up for others, to address important topics, especially since this is very important for my career that I will pursue in the future. So I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys have all done.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. So I want to say thank you to all the speakers who had to come up here, all the great points that were made. I really enjoyed Mrs. Davies' points about helping immigrant families help get their children to school. Being a child of immigrant parents, you know that it's definitely something disheartening to watch as you see communities getting ripped apart. And I hope there's something that we are able to do about this, and as well as helping, children and families receive the resources that they need, especially during these times more than ever. And I want to thank Dr. Hunt for the presentations regarding hate speech. I think it is very important to learn. And like hating is free, but so is love, So, and I feel like that there's nothing greater. The only thing to end hate is love, and I really hope that is something we can continue to do throughout all of our schools. And I also thought it was super cool that you guys were able to keep the funding for the medically fragile students. I think that is a great thing because the goal of our district is to create inclusivity, and with this, we're one step closer to ending ableism. And I also wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity of being student board member. It was super fun. All the conferences that I attended, all the events, the parades, the letters of recommendation. I wanted to say thank you to everybody here. It was a great experience, and this is something great that I know will definitely stick with me. So thank you to everybody. And that is all for me.
Item 18, the superintendent's report. Dr. Funchest?
Thank you, Board President. If we could, I want to make sure that we give a great thank you to our future leaders and difference makers over there. Our two student board members, Leslie and Sarah. Let's give them a long, loud, yeah, round of applause. We are very proud of you. You have made us proud, and take that. We're looking for you to come back and talk about all the excellent things that you're doing in your future and mentor and coach some of our scholars. So thank you. As Madonna said, you've helped us to grow and learn from your perspective, so thank you very much. I also want to thank Dr. Hunt for taking a very complex topic like hate speech and working with the board's direction to operationalize that across 27 sites, 19,000 scholars. We still have a lot of work to do, but I applaud her on that work. It's not easy work, so thank you, Dr. Hunt. I also want to thank our lead negotiator, Mr. Clayton Hill, and our PSTA president, Karen Johnson, for the work that they did to come to an agreement on the new contract. Job well done. I know how challenging HR work can be, so I'm very appreciative of that. And I want to thank our board for spending time with me yesterday at our sites and departments. We had an excellent time visiting IT, visiting M&O in the warehouse, visiting Ms. Perez-Chica over there at Cielo Vista, and Mr. Michael Ventura at Palm Springs High School. But I want to point out Mr. Wilcar and Mr. Eli Villarreal. Job well done in your departments, wherever you are tonight. Thank you for treating your staff very well. We could tell that there's great work being done over there. I want to point to, with the few minutes that I have, our portrait of a graduate. And the portrait of a graduate speaks to 4 areas of competence or competencies for our young people when they leave our school district, and that's collaboration, communication, problem solving, and work ethic. And as I go through these slides, I just want you to think about those 4 areas and imagine and think about how they play into what you're going to hear tonight. So our spotlight on excellence this week, principal for a day. Next slide, please. I also want to thank Joan Boyko and the superintendent's team, Monica and Lily, for making sure that took place this year. And the way that we engaged our partners and our community members reflects our commitment to meaningful community partnerships and gave our community members, as Mr. Irvin said, a firsthand look at the leadership of our principals, the dedication of our staff, and the talent of our PSUSD scholars. That is collaboration, that is communication, and that's the strong work ethic being shown right there. Next slide, please. We'll move on to our robotics tournament. Once again, ETIS, Mr. Will Carr, and his fabulous team. If you didn't know it, our robotics tournament showcased our scholars' innovation, creativity, problem-solving skills through hands-on STEM competitions. It also lends itself to our scholars being able to use their critical thinking skills in authentic and engaging settings. And we had first place by CLO Vista Charter, second place by Desert Springs Middle, and third place by Painted Hills Middle School. Hats off to those young people. First place, Palm Springs High School. Second place, CCHS, Cathedral City. And then also a strong performance by CCHS for STEM Mech Madness Challenge. And events like our robotics tournament reflect the district's portrait of a graduate by strengthening collaboration, communication, problem solving, and work ethic in ways that inspire our scholars to success. Hats off to those young people. Next slide, please. College and culture tour, which you've already heard about, but I wanted to highlight a few things that stood out to me about our scholars. It was a powerful opportunity for them to visit the nation's capital and explore possibilities about their own futures. But not only that, it deepened the students' knowledge of American history, African American history, and their own place within the broader society by building pride and perspectives on their own cultures, right? And the visits to the Smithsonian, Howard University, Morgan State, and other universities gave our young people firsthand experience with what their futures could be. Hats off to Karen Dimick, Omar Tinoco, Marisol Guerrero, Lisa Lorraine, Vera Johnson, and Bryce Johnson for chaperoning that trip. All the scholars that participated there, you've one-upped your communication skills and your collaboration skills by interacting with one another. I'm very proud of you. Next slide, please. Skills USA. So Skills USA is an opportunity for our young people to go and show forth their prowess and their strengths with problem solving, leadership building, professionalism, and the host of all other skills that young people need to be successful in life. And you heard from Madonna Jarrell tonight. 4 juniors from Palm Springs High School earned gold at Skills USA state competition, beating out Beverly Hills High School. We love it. Hats off to our teacher, Mrs. Pap. Job well done for the work with our young people. And they are going to Atlanta, Georgia this summer to continue that work. And hopefully they'll come back champions from there as well. Hats off to our Cathedral City High School scholars as well, advancing in research, persuasive writing, and speaking, and to our Nellie Kaufman scholars, 14 of them advancing in operating and closing ceremonies, additive manufacturing, t-shirt design, and promotional bulletin board. Hats off to you, growing in communication, collaboration, and problem solving. And then lastly, next slide, please. As we move into our CASP time of the year, it is up to us, it is up to our scholars, it is up to our parents, it's up to our school site leaders to ensure that our scholars are setting goals this year. Part of doing well on the CASP assessment is setting goals and working hard to reach those goals. And we are happy to announce that all of our scholars in testing grades 3 through 8 and 11, have set their own CASP goals this year by reviewing data and putting forth the steps to reach those goals. We're looking forward to our young people taking a nice step forward to reach the goals that they're setting. Hats off to the teachers that took time to have data meetings with their scholars, and we're looking forward to our results. Hats off to our team. Thank you very much to all of our scholars and our staff working hard to build our students' collaboration, communication, work ethic, and problem-solving skills. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Funchess. Item 19, approval of monitoring report, governing board policy OE-6, financial administration OE-8.1. Mr. Simmons?
Yes, good evening. Thank you, Board. I would like to introduce Tony Carrillo, Director of Fiscal Services, to explain why we are in compliance with OE-6 before you vote on that. Thank you.
Good evening. Tonight I'm presenting the annual review of OE-6, Financial Administration. This policy outlines expectations for how the district manages its financial operations, internal controls, and purchasing processes. So overall, the district is in compliance with all provisions of OE-6, reflecting strong fiscal oversight, internal controls, and adherence to board policies. Okay. So the first fiscal operations, number 1 through 6, the core financial practices are solid. When it comes to payroll, our monthly payroll is processed on time each month, 100% of the time. The vendors who provide services and materials and supplies to our district are paid, but approximately 95% of invoices are paid within 45 days. When it comes to our audit, our audits are clean. For the last 2 years, this is 24-25 and 23-24, with no audit findings. Really excited about that. All revenues that are accounted for are collected, and financial records are accurate. Reports are filed on time, and these reports are adopted budget, interim reports, our audit report, and unaudited actuals. And these reports have positive certifications. Also, we meet when it comes to our financial reports, we meet our 3% minimum reserve on all reports for 24-25. The next items, 7 through 11, controls oversight. There's no compliance issues here. No unauthorized debts, no improper revenue reserve use. We have one temporary loan, and that's repaid on time. All transfers are board approved. All reports, as I mentioned, the adopted budget, interim reports, unaudited actuals are on time, and internal controls are validated by our audit. Lastly, items 12 through 15, purchasing, strong compliance with minor exceptions. Competitive pricing is followed, 99.8% in compliance. 100% competitive bidding when it comes to goods and services, 100% public works compliance, and sustainability considered in purchases. So in summary, the district remains in full compliance with OE6 financial administration. Our strong fiscal stewardship and sound internal controls not only ensure compliance, but also builds that confidence and trust within our community. So at this point, I'll take any questions the board may have.
Go ahead, John.
I have a question. On your vendors, about 95% are paid within 45 days. Why would it take longer than 45 days to pay somebody?
Receiving invoices late. I'm surprised sometimes how vendors just submit their invoices late. I would think they would want their money as soon as possible. That still baffles me.
I guess then when does the count start?
The date of the invoice. Yeah. So sometimes we receive the invoices with the date, months prior, but we still use that date just to make sure our accounting is correct, is accurate.
And is that number, that 95%, is that pretty consistent over the years? Has it gone up or down?
I think it was 87.46% the prior year. So we have made a big improvement there. What happened the prior year, we went from having paper copies of invoices to digitalizing. We used our Inform K-12 platform and developed an approval process and started scanning all our invoices. I had some help boxing up all our previous year's invoices, and everything's electronic now. So it took a little while for our accounts payable team to get through the process, for our approvers to kind of learn the process. I think that's what held us up. But now we're at almost 95%. So it's a big improvement. We have trying to move away from paper and really use the platforms we have available to us.
Thank you, Tony. Sounds good.
Okay.
My question is related to number 12. In the event we have emergency repairs at our sites, do you have a special budget or cushion or fund to help with those things that like happen, or natural disasters? How does that work?
I really, this is not my...
I can go ahead and answer.
Expertise, sorry.
Sewer main project, and we're emergency repairs. So
I mean, that's the reason why we keep a pretty steady fund balance When we have emergencies, sometimes it does come out of fund balance. Sometimes we're able to find some savings in other areas of the budget in order to handle those particular things. Luckily, we haven't had an emergency that was so severe that we weren't able to handle it through one of those means, either pulling from fund balance, or we certainly haven't had to dip into our 3% reserves for anything. So yes, to answer your question, there is money there in the fund balance for those particular items as assignments. And like I said, so far we haven't had to dip into the board commitments for anything like that, or even the 3% reserve. So, welcome.
Welcome.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Carrillo.
You're welcome.
Can I get a motion to approve 19A?
I move the motion.
Second.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Girardi. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 19B, approval of proclamation of National School Nurse Day, May 6th, OE-11. Student Board Member Sarah Singh will read the proclamation.
National School Nurse Day, May 6, 2026. Whereas students are the future, and by investing in them today, we are ensuring our world for tomorrow. And whereas families deserve to feel confident that their children will be cared for when they are at school. And whereas all students have a right to have their physical and mental health needs safely met while in the school setting, and whereas students today face more complex and life-threatening health problems requiring care in school, and whereas school nurses have served a critical role in improving public health and ensuring students' academic success for more than 120 years, and whereas school nurses address the home and community factors that impact students' health, and whereas school nurses are professional nurses that advance the well-being, academic success, and lifelong achievements of all students by serving on the front lines and providing a critical safety net for our nation's most fragile children. And whereas school nurses act as a liaison to the school community, families, and healthcare providers on behalf of children's health by promoting wellness and improving health outcomes for our nation's children. And whereas school nurses support the health and education success of children and youth by providing access to care when children's cognitive development is at its peak. And whereas school nurses are members of school-based teams providing care coordination to address the school population. And whereas school nurses understand the link between health and learning and are in a position to make a positive difference for children every day. Therefore, be it resolved that the National Association of School Nurses celebrates and acknowledges the accomplishments of school nurses everywhere in their efforts to meet the needs of today's students by providing and advocating for quality student-centered care, and offers gratitude for the nation's school nurses who contribute to our local communities by supporting students to stay healthy in school, safe, and ready to learn, and keeping parents and guardians at work, not just on this National School Nurse Day, but in every opportunity throughout the year. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on April 14th, 2026, the Governing Board of Palm Springs Unified School District proclaims May 6, 2026 as National School Nurse Day and encourages its staff and students to celebrate the important contributions of this vital profession. Passed and adopted by the Governing Board of the Palm Springs Unified School District this 14th of April, 2026.
Thank you, Sarah. Can I get a motion to approve 19B?
Move for approval.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. 19C, approval of proclamation of Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. Board Member Leslie Aguilar Hernandez will read the proclamation.
Palm Springs Unified School District's Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month of April 2026. Whereas the Palm Springs Unified School District is committed to providing an inclusive, equitable, and supportive educational environment for all students. And whereas The month of April is recognized nationally and internationally as Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month to celebrate the unique talents and contributions of individuals with autism. And whereas autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a complex developmental condition that affects communication and social interactions, impacting approximately 1 in 36 children in the United States. And whereas the Palm Springs Unified School District is committed to fostering an inclusive learning environment where every student, including those who are neurodivergent, feels valued and supported. And whereas we recognize the awareness must be accompanied by acceptance to ensure students with autism can flourish academically, socially, and emotionally alongside their peers. And whereas Palm Springs Unified School District staff, families, and community partners play a critical role in ensuring that students with autism are valued, supported, provided access to high-quality educational opportunities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the governing board of the Palm Springs Unified School District hereby proclaims April 2026 as Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. Be it further resolved that we encourage all students, staff, and community members to participate in activities that promote kindness, understanding, and the celebration of neurodiversity. Passed and adopted by the governing board of Palm Springs Unified School District this 14th of April, 2026.
Thank you, Leslie. Can I get a motion to approve 19C?
I move the motion.
Can I get a second? Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. 19D, adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-31, approving the statutory school facility fees imposed on new residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to Education Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 66016A, OE-12.2. Can I get a motion to approve 19D?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. 19E, adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-35, declaring support of National Child Abuse Prevention Month, OE-7. Can I get a motion to approve 19E?
I'll move it.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 19F, adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-36, approval of encumbered funds for fiscal year 2026-2027, OE 6.7. Can I get a motion to approve 19F?
So move for approval.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-37, proclaiming May 13th as Teacher of the Year, designating the week of May 10th through 16th, 2026 as Teacher of the Year. Is this work? Mr.
It's week of the teacher.
Week of the teacher.
Week of the teacher, did you? No. Oh, okay. The classified? Oh, okay, no. The STA? Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. I'll read it again. Adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-37, proclaiming May 13th, 2026 as Day of the Teacher, and designating the week of May 10th through 16th, 2026 as as Week of the Teacher. Can I get a motion to approve 19G?
I move the motion.
Can I get a second? Thank you. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. 19H, resolution, adoption of resolution number 2025-2026-38, designating May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as Classified School Employee Week, OE-9. Or can I get a motion to approve 19H?
I'll move that.
Are there any questions?
Second, actually.
Oh, sorry, a second? Mr. Irvin was the second. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. 19I, approval of certificated and classified employee transactions OE-4.1. Can I get a motion to approve 19I?
I move the motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Abstain.
Aye. Motion passed. 19J, approval of March 24th, 2026 facility study session items and future projects OE-13.13. Can I get a motion to approve 19J?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. 19K, approval of board policy BP 5141.5, mental health OE-11. Can I get a motion to approve 19K?
Move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. 19L, approval of ratification of successor agreement between Palm Springs Unified School District and Palm Springs Teachers Association, OE-4.1. Mr. Hill?
Thank you, Board President. Just like to take a moment to thank the district's negotiating team, Executive Director Brad Sauer, Director of Fiscal Tony Carrillo, Assistant Superintendent of Business Jeff Simmons, the principal of Desert Hot Springs High School, Omar Tinoco, and then also our Director of Elementary Curriculum Instruction, Jessica Whiteman. I want to thank them for their professionalism, collaboration as we go through negotiations. I also would like to recognize and thank the PSTA negotiating chair, Jamie Dunn, and her entire team. And then, Board President, you had mentioned the word relationships, and really that's what it's about. Here in Palm Springs, we value and honor relationships, and we recognize that relationships are worked on every day, not just at the table. And I think the demonstration of those strong relationships is a result of what we have today. So I just thank you for the opportunity to speak to that and thank the entire team for all their work.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. Can I get a motion to approve 19L?
Moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 19M, approval of 2026 Certificated Summer School Program Teachers OE-4.1. Can I get a motion to approve 19M?
Move for approval.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. 19N, approval of rejection of claim number 2025-2026-09, KMA versus Palm Springs Unified School District 668777 OE-7. Can I get a motion to approve 19N?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. 19O, approval of compromise and release agreement number 2526-12 between parents and district dated March 23rd, 2026, OE-6.1. Can I get a motion to approve 19O? Can I get a second?
Second.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. 19P, approval of compromise and release agreement 2025-2026-13 between parents and districts dated March 23rd, 2026, OE-6.1. Can I get a motion to approve 19P?
I move the motion.
Can I get a second? Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. 19Q, approval of remission of expulsion case 2023 to Palm Springs Unified School District OE-11. Can I get a motion to approve 19Q? Can I get a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 19R, approval of remission of expulsion case 2024-2025-023 to Palm Springs Unified School District OE-11. Can I get a motion to approve 19R?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Superintendent's consent items. Superintendent consent items 20A through 20G. Would anyone like to pull an item for discussion or review? Seeing there's no one pulling any item, can I get a motion to approve superintendent's consent items 20A through 20G?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Information item 21A through 21B. As a reminder, the following agenda items are informational only and require no action. The board has received and reviewed this information. Item 22, do any board members have suggestions for future agendas?
Yes, I do. We've been going out to different facilities and places, and one of the facilities I'd like to put on our list would be the Zoom facility and transportation. Another would be to visit the equity ambassadors and see what they're doing, their work at Cathedral City High School. With that, I'd like to do an equity walk, maybe with the principal. Each of us divide up and show and take us on what are they seeing and what are they what is it that they're learning, and helping us see it through their eyes. And the last thing would be to see our district office, floor 1 and floor 2 on this side. Sometimes we just go there for business, and sometimes we don't get there. So to just take a stroll, meet people, spend some time on this side of the district office as well. So those are just suggestions.
Thank you, Member Jarrell. Are there any other suggestions? No? Okay. Regular board meeting. Our regular board meeting will be held on April 28th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Debrief. Does anybody have anything to say during debriefing?
I didn't realize it was your last night, so thank you very much for all you've contributed. Best of luck. We wish you both much, much success in your future educational and professional careers.
Anything else?
I also want to say the same thing. I'm going to cry afterwards. I really enjoy seeing you guys, and I love hearing your opinions and your what you guys have to say. It really matters, and you guys are modeling for what the next students will do, and they have a high bar to reach from after you guys are done, and I look forward to seeing all your graduation too.
Thank you.
Let's just say the same congratulations for all you do. Thank you.
Item 25. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move for approval.
Can I get a second? I'm going to ask, are there any questions?